do you expect to make any changes after last week's loss?
It's probably fair to say we'd expect we'll make a change or two, but we haven't had match committee yet, so we'll see the result of that this afternoon.
Well, you've been, I imagine, have made a lot of changes over the last few weeks, despite 3 losses in 4 against some really good quality sides. Is that, you just showing faith in those guys? Is it time, do you feel time to bring a few others in, or are you happy to content to go along that path?
It's a balancing act. I think some of those guys played some really powerful and strong footy in the first part of the year. But that'll be a good discussion point as to at what point do we feel the need to bring in some fresh faces and fresh blood, if you like. So we'll see the result of that after match committee.
Given his age, is Scott Thompson a candidate maybe to get a rest in the seconds or a week off in the next couple of weeks?
It's a possibility. I think 3 weeks ago I was being asked about Scott Thompson and how incredible it was. He was durable, playing best of career footy, and now 2 weeks later it's like, I must be too old. So, look, I think let's put a bit of reality to it. He hasn't had the best couple of weeks. He'd be the first to admit that, but he's a proud and a high quality player in person, and they're the sort of people you like to back in.
So you said it's a possibility though.
Well, look, it's one of those things that with Tomo, it's more how's his body tracking, how's he feeling. We realise that he's 33, so we're not dealing with a 23-year-old. And their conversations which I have with him ongoing as to how he's travelling, and we'll find a position or a median that's best for him and best for the team.
Is he playing this week though?
I'd expect he'll play this week, yeah.
Okay. How about Brad Crouch, who's been back in the AFL team for 2 weeks and really has struggled? Is he a chance to maybe be sent back to the sample? Have you seen him train?
That'll be a discussion at match committee. I'm not going to try and conduct match committee here, if that's all right.
The midfield has struggled a little bit. What's being done to kind of reinvigorate the boys at the moment?
Well, it's interesting. Yeah, we have struggled, and we've had some. We've played against some quality opposition, and we've sort of looked at the midfield group as a whole, as part of the team, not as the sole reason for any of the issues. So, they were disappointed again last week, and get another challenge this week. So, it's one of those things where it's not like you just go, let's throw all these guys out. There's some high quality players, individuals in there who just, for one reason or another, aren't performing at their level that they have in the past, and we have a challenge as a coaching group to get them back up to that. So that's the discussions which are ongoing. But I think one thing I've learned over the years is it's you don't want to be negative against a group of players who have done a lot of really positive things over their careers, and so there's a point where they need to be backed in, and we'll back them in, the guys we go with, to get the result we want on the weekend.
Don, Hawthorn, Geelong and Western Bulldogs, been in all those games. Is the gap between you and those top sides, how big is it? Do you feel like you're close? Yeah,
look, I think when we played some of our best footy earlier in the year, I think our best is thereabouts. But we've identified some areas we have to improve in to compete consistently and regularly against the top teams, and that's a work in progress. I won't go into the details of what those areas are, but we're aware of them, and we build them into our training program now to really focus on how we can improve in those areas to give ourselves the best chance against all teams.
Are you planning for Adelaide to play? The word is he probably won't.
Oh, the suggestion is that he won't. We'll wait and see what their team is when it comes out on Thursday night, but it sounds to me at the moment with concussion it looks like he might be having a week off.
How do you rate Gold Coast? They've really struggled in recent times, so I guess it's a game you're expected to win and win comfortably.
Well, look, it's they're sort of, I think it's fairly well noted that they've been a bit wounded and they've lost a few guys on the way through. But in terms of rating, they've got some still high-end talent on their list, some quality players there, and we expect they're going to come and bring at home maximum effort, and we'll prepare for that and make sure we play our style and play our way, and with the aim of getting the result.
Jenkins is leading your goals. So how important has he been to you this year?
Oh, look, he's had some great games for us, Josh, this year. He's played really well, and really taken the next step, both in how he plays, but also in his leadership and involvement around the group. So he's growing all the time, which is pleasing.
Is it part of a forward-line setup, his success, or is it a lot down to him?
Oh, it's probably a combination. I mean, he's worked pretty hard through the off-season, but he's also part of a very strong forward line which has multiple avenues. So sometimes he gets in the end of it, other times Eddie or Lynchy has had their days as well. So they work really well together, that group, and that's important. You need that real synergy with your forward group to get it. But it's not about who kicks the goals. It's about how they work together, and when they do and they do it effectively, they're pretty damaging.
This morning we saw Charlie Cameron came off from training a little bit early and was attended to by some doctors. Is he okay? Or did he finish training?
Yeah, he's fine. He came back and completed full training. Yeah,
How do you address the inside 50 count?
What's that?
How do you address the inside 50 count that keeps going against you?
Against? Yeah, look, it's identified as an issue. We've done a review of where and how they're coming from, and as I said, we've addressed as a group how we can rectify that, and we're starting to train that accordingly. So we'll see the results of that in the coming weeks.
Is there a theme though that you've picked up?
Yeah, there's a couple of things in there which are compounding, or creating that, which we just say we need to address, and as I say, I'm not going to necessarily disclose what they are here.
So apart from the win, what do you want from this game? Areas of improvement?
Oh, look, the win will be a result of how we play. Really, what I'm looking for, what we're looking for as a team on Saturday is getting back to playing the style and brand of footy we know we're capable of playing and we've played previously. And it's not that long ago. It's not like we're reaching back weeks and weeks. We're not far away. Even on the weekend, whilst we didn't play our best, we were within a kick 10 minutes into the last quarter. So we just get back to playing some of the footy we're capable of on Saturday. We do that, then the result will take care of itself.
Don, where's Troy Menzel at the moment?
Yeah, so Troy missed a week a couple of weeks back and had 1 week back, and at the moment he's struggled a bit, as a lot of our guys who aren't in the team have struggled a bit for continuity just through the draw. So they've got a game this week and another week off next weekend. He's making progress, it's fair to say. He's making progress in the areas we wanted to work on, but having had, I think, 1 week on, 2 weeks off, 1 week on, 1 week off, he's probably just hasn't a long enough run at it for a long period to push himself seriously into consideration. But he's getting up there.
You're confident, because you gave away Kerridge and a draft pick for him, you're confident that long term he'll be a good player for the footy club?
Yeah.
Okay, is he working hard like that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. As I said, he's been, since he arrived, he's done everything we've asked of him. And he's put his shoulder to the wheel and he's working on the areas. He's very clear in the areas we want to improve on, and he's doing all the work he can to get better. And he's improving, which is all we want. How quickly he can improve, wait and see.
What were your thoughts on Texas' game last week?
Oh, look, Texas, another game where I thought early days he showed like he was. I thought he was going to have a reasonably big night, but I think he continues to do a lot right, but he's not quite to the level he wants to be, and he would acknowledge that. But he's still presenting. He's still giving us a really good target. And I think he's not far away. I still really believe that. I think his body's now a lot better. He's completed training today, did some extra work afterwards. So he's now in a space where he's able to get some volume and continuity into his training, which we'll see on the track. We'll see in the game day, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Improving skills was a big theme of the pre-season when you came. Was it frustrating watching the game on the weekend, seeing the skill level probably not where it needs to be for you?
Not really frustrating. It was probably more a reflection a bit of the game. Geelong's pressure was really good, how they set up, forced some of those errors. And they were uncharacteristic for what we've seen in the previous sort of 7 weeks. So it was probably a reflection that some of those turnovers cost us score and cost us field position, which hasn't been the way we've played. So at the moment I look at it as an event, not necessarily a pattern. So we're going to continue to be brave with the ball and take the game on.